What the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Don't hey Dad me. You have some explaining to do, young lady.
What do you mean? Did I do something wrong?
I just found out that you're planning on letting Jacob walk down the aisle on your wedding day. Is that true?
Oh, so that's what this is about. Yeah, it's true that he'll be walking me too. But I don't see the problem here.
Don't see the problem? Have you lost it? Why is he, who need I remind you is not your father, going to walk you down? I am your father. If anything, I should be the only one to walk you that day.
But Dad, you know how important he is to me.
So you're telling me that your mommy's boyfriend is more important to you than me? And to think all I've ever done is love you?
Okay, where is this coming from?
As your father, I refuse to let someone else walk you.
Someone else? Dad, it's Jacob. He's been with us ever since you left. Don't make him sound like a stranger or something. He's family.
I don't care what you have to say. That man is not a part of my family. I can't let him walk you down the aisle. I refuse.
Well, this isn't your decision. It's mine. And besides, it's not like I'm choosing Jacob over you. As I remember, both of you are going to walk me. You are my biological father. Divorced or not, nothing will ever change that.
Exactly. And as your biological father, the right to walk you down the aisle should belong to me and only me.
Do you hear yourself? I said you're my father. I didn't say you're my only father. Jacob might not be my blood relative, but he's been with me and Mom ever since I can remember. He showed up on my every birthday, and he'll make time out to attend every school parent-teacher meeting I ever had. Even when I left for my college interview, he was there with me. And that's just for the academic stuff. He was always there for me for other stuff too. Times when I needed you, but you didn't show up.
Dad, again! How many times have I told you? Someone had to be working to provide you and your mom. I couldn't be there because I was working.
I understand that. That's why I'm not mad or anything. I know you were trying your best. But try to understand that Jacob's been an important father figure to me. I can't just not let him be there for me at such an important occasion. Especially when he was the one to ask to walk me. How could I have said no?
What? You mean he asked to walk you? You didn't even ask him yourself.
Well, yeah, but even if he hadn't offered, I would have asked him anyway. The fact that he was so persistent just shows how much he cares for me. So please don't create a scene or anything. Don't ruin my wedding.
I'm hurt that you even think of your old man like that. Why would I create a scene?
Because that's what you always do. I don't know why you hate Jacob so much, but you usually always want to be around me and Mom when he's involved. And then it's always something about him that you say you can't stand.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Even now, you say you were too busy to attend my wedding, your own daughter's wedding. But as soon as you found out Jacob would be coming, you suddenly had time for me too.
I told you I had a meeting that day. I had to reschedule it.
So it had nothing to do with Jacob, like, at all?
Of course not.
Okay, if you don't have a problem about him attending the wedding, then you should have a problem with him walking me down the aisle either. Especially since you'll be walking me down too.
It's not like I have a problem with him or anything. I just don't understand why he has to be there too.
Dad, I'm not going to go over this again. It's already decided, and I can't cancel on him last minute either. Is that clear? Hello? Hey, hon. Remind me again, did you want the tulips or the roses? The tulips, Mom. That's what I thought. Just wanted to confirm. Thanks again for helping me out with the arrangements and all. I really appreciate it. Well, if I didn't help my own daughter plan her wedding, then what kind of mother would I be? Speaking of, are you sure there isn't anything else you want? Any changes whatsoever? Once I sign the deal with the manager, we won't be able to make any changes in the future, you know? Yes, I'm aware, and I think we're all set. So you're certain you don't want any changes? Not at all? Like even on the guest list? Yeah, why do you keep asking me that? Do you want me to change something? I just want you to reconsider. Could you at least think it over? About inviting your father to your wedding, I mean. Mom, we talked about this already. I can't cut off my own father like that. I'm getting married, for crying out loud. I'm sure he'll want to be there for me. But you know how he's like. What if he doesn't show up? Or worse, make a scene? I've already discussed it with him. He said that he won't bother anyone. I trust him, so why can't you? It's not that I don't trust him. I'm just worried for you. You'll be fine, Mom. Please. I just want a good wedding, that's all. One where we all come together as a family and just celebrate the big day. So could you guys put your differences aside and just be happy for me? I can't deal with any drama until I'm happily married. You're right. It's your wedding and we should be happy for you. I promise I'll make sure you won't hear any complaints from me. Even if that means being on good terms with that lying, ungrateful little third-faced alcoholic jerk who can't make time for us. I mean, when was the last time he came to visit us? Or even called us? See, you're doing it again. You're calling Dad names again. Well, can you blame me? He deserves it. Some husband he was. He was just a sad excuse of a man, to be honest. You're still doing it. I know you guys aren't on good terms, but please stop. Your whole Tom and Jerry circus affects me too. I hope you guys know that. Seriously, sometimes I wish that the two of you never met. Ever since you guys got divorced, all you do is fight. It was never like that before. I don't remember you guys fighting or even arguing before the time of the divorce. Whatever it was, couldn't you guys have worked it out or something? Like, what suddenly made you want to divorce Dad in the first place? Was it Jacob? Wow, I guess you have grown up a lot, huh? This is the first time I've heard you say all that. I don't think I said anything wrong, though. You said you wanted me to work things out with your father and that I should have divorced him. Do you blame me for how things ended up between us? I didn't say that. I'm not blaming you. I'm just asking what suddenly drove you to take this step. Was it Jacob? Oh God, no. Jacob and I hadn't started dating until after I got divorced. Before that, we were just colleagues. Then why did you divorce Dad? I can't tell you that. Look, he's your father. I can't have you see him any different than to how you already do. Please, Mom, I need to know. Fine, but it will hurt you. But remember that this has nothing to do with you, so please don't look at your father any differently. I didn't want to tell you this, but I guess you're old enough to know. Your father had a drinking problem. Every time he came home late, he would grab a beer or two and chug it down like no tomorrow. It was his way to deal with his office stress, I suppose. I didn't think much of it at first, but after some time, he changed. He would get angry over the littlest thing and then yell and even verbally harass me. I put up with it as much as I could. But one day when he was drunk, he actually hit me. That one slap across the face made me realize that he wasn't the man that I loved anymore. He was something else. And I was afraid that one day he might hit you too. It wasn't safe to be around him since he was quite clear that he won't quit drinking. I had to get us out of there. That's why I filed for divorce and moved in with Jacob since he was the only one who knew about all this. Oh my God, why didn't you tell me this before? How come this is the first time I'm hearing this? You were too young when it happened, and I know how much you care about and look up to your father. I couldn't take that away from you. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry about what I said about you dating Jacob and about you divorcing Dad. It's alright, dear. You didn't know. Also, I think you're right. We need to make changes to the guest list. I can't have someone like Dad come to my wedding. Who knows what he'll do? If he's drunk or something, what's to stop him from hitting someone else? No, you shouldn't cut him off like that. It's like you said, you want a simple and peaceful wedding, right? A wedding with all your family members to be included and have fun. He's not my family though. What family chooses drinks above their family and then hits them when he's wasted? Or uses work as an excuse to run away from all his responsibilities as a husband and father? That man is nothing but a stranger to me anymore. No, he's your father. What's wrong? I thought you wanted him off the guest list. Yes, but that was before you told me you wanted a peaceful wedding and for the family to come closer again. The only reason I told you the truth about your father was to clear any doubt you have of me in your head. I didn't mean to do you any harm. Mom, I know you mean well. You would never intentionally hurt me. But after hearing your story, I don't think I can feel safe around Dad anymore. please don't be hard on yourself. This isn't your fault. Just let the manager know that we want to change the guest list before you hand over the final list. I'll let Dad know about my decision too.
Hey, was there some kind of mistake?
Mistake? In what?
They're saying I can't get in. I have the invite, but they're saying I'm not on the guest list for some reason. You mind telling them to let me in? It's getting chilly out here.
Oh my god, you're seriously here? What part of I don't want you to attend my wedding do you not understand?
Huh?
There's no mistake in the guest list. You're not invited. I've told you that months ago. Now, if you excuse me, I have a groom waiting for me.
Hang on, what? You're seriously gonna leave me here in this cold weather? Surely not to your old man, right?
My old man brought this onto himself. I told you that you're no longer invited, yet you still came. That's on you. Now seriously, I have to go. Bye! What the hell were you thinking? Mom was right. You don't care about anyone else but yourself. You ruined my wedding. Are you satisfied now? I hope you're happy now.
What are you talking about?
I'm surprised you can't even think of playing dumb right now. Are you that heartless?
Oh, come on, Crystal. Don't be like that. You make it sound like I've ruined your wedding or something.
Well, that's what you did.
Oh, please, name one thing I did wrong.
Okay, how about bribing your way inside in the first place? What made you think that was a good idea? Did I tell you that you weren't welcome?
Well, yes, but then I recalled on the number of times you practically begged me to come. So I decided you're probably stressed or something and decided to take it out on me.
You're so unbelievable.
And besides, what kind of daughter would want her own father to attend a wedding?
Me? How many times do I have to tell you? You ruined everything.
How is sneaking my way into my daughter's wedding supposed to ruin it, huh?
It's what you did after that, Dad, like punching Jacob. What the hell was that for?
Well, he deserved it. He was staring at you like a creep. Plus, I saw him hold your arm. I can't allow anyone to touch you like that. Unless it's me or your husband, I guess.
Staring at me. He was just telling me that I looked beautiful. He was trying to be nice, Dad, unlike you who just decided to straight up tell me that I've put on weight. Like, what the hell was that? How could you even think of saying that? And as far as touching me goes, I tripped on the carpet and he just caught me from falling. It all happened so quickly that I didn't even realize what happened myself. But I know he saved me from falling, unlike you. What were you even doing staring at your phone the whole time? You didn't even realize that I tripped? Like, how?
I was talking to a client. It was a pretty big deal and all, so I could just leave it hanging.
Seriously, even on my wedding day, all you care about is work. Do you know how embarrassing it was for me when you, of all people, were on the phone the whole time? And then, out of nowhere, you decided to punch Jacob? In what world did you think that was okay? Not only did he fall on the food table, knocking down the wedding cake, but he also broke his arm when he broke that table. He had to be taken to the hospital immediately.
Okay, so I was being overprotective of him touching you. That doesn't mean I was being rude or anything. It's not my fault he fell so hard. You should have been working out to take a hit like a man.
And was it your overprotective nature that also bribed the waiter to dunk a glass of wine on him too? I hope you realize you ruined his very expensive suit. But I'm sure that was your goal, wasn't it?
Oh, come on. Don't doubt your own dad like that.
The waiter was literally in tears, Dad. He admitted to everything he did because he was a wreck with guilt. Unlike you, who probably doesn't give a damn about anyone else but himself. Either way, I hope you never find happiness in your life. You don't deserve it.
Excuse me?
You ruined my wedding. Thanks to you, my in-laws were willing to cancel the wedding because they were concerned about my upbringing, since I have a dad like you and all. It's all to my fiancé who stood up for me during all this. And just so you know, he's a lawyer, and we are going to sue you for everything you've done. So you better be prepared and lawyer up.
Sue me for what?
Let's see. Trespassing into my wedding, bribing, assaulting, and publicly humiliating Jacob. Must I go on? And just so you know, I'm serious this time. I never want to see you again. You're not my father anymore, and I hate you. Crystal and her fiancé won the case in court. The father was charged for assault and bribery. As a result, he had to pay up a large sum of money to help with the medical bills. Jacob and Mom married soon after Jacob's recovery, and yet Crystal was left with enough for her and her husband to buy a new house for themselves. Things were looking up for the newlywed. For the father, however, since he was abandoned by his family and all, he was left alone, and due to the charges applied on him, he was in debt. Rumors spread like wildfire. Rumors about why his family abandoned him. Apparently, no one wants to work with someone without any values. So he's out of the business too, with no family, no lover, and no job. He has it very hard to make both ends meet.